I have never thought of myself as one to fall in love. I've never had a romantic partner. I've never held hands and felt like I would never let go. I've never kissed anyone. Never felt a spark fly from one person to another, jolting with excitement. I've never dreamed of romantic dates. No dinners in fancy restaurants or coffees and cafes with beautiful strangers. I've never been glanced at from across the room. Never had a thief steal my glances. I've never dropped my books in a hallway. Never had a nice boy offer to help pick them up as I blush in embarrassment. I've never had a boy stand outside my window with a boombox or guitar, or at my door with a stack of cue cards. I've never found a love letter in my locker. I've never had the urge to walk up to someone emboldened and ask them for their number. I've never been proposed to, nor have I ever proposed. I've certainly never been anyone's Valentine. I've never fallen in love. At least, not how the books and movies and songs describe falling in love. Will I ever be in love? I wonder. Each day I ask, have I ever loved? And then I pause, because I am filled with the fiercest love imaginable. Every second of every day, a ferocious, consuming, self-sacrificial love that defines my very existence. I have fallen in love with my best friend. I have fallen in love with the gentle music of a jazz singer, crying to be heard by someone, anyone. I have fallen in love with the colors of the sky at dusk. I have fallen in love with the raucous noise of my mother's laugh. I've fallen in love with the tears that stream down my face as my chest heaves. I have fallen in love with the smells of fresh sourdough bread in an old bakery. I've fallen in love with the sounds of small children as they run to their mommies and daddies. I have fallen in love with each and every person who has entered my life and left their unique, irreplaceable, irreplaceable fingerprint on my heart. I have fallen in love with warm, tight embraces of friends you've missed. I have fallen in love with the peace of late night phone calls. I have fallen in love with the scent of fresh basil leaves in a dewy garden. I've fallen in love with late night drives through neighborhoods in Christmas time. I have fallen in love with the feeling of wet paint on my hands, seeping into every line and crease. I have fallen in love with an open book in a room, sunlight streaming directly onto the pages. I have fallen in love with your head on my shoulder and my head on yours. I have fallen in love with loneliness. I have fallen in love with sad music in the dark, with silly uncoordinated dances, with sweatpants, and with the color yellow, with the warm touch of someone's fingers running through my hair. I have fallen in love with false freedom, with dusty velvet seats, and with bookstores, and with scuffed linoleum floors. I have fallen in love with the foolish jokes in Shakespeare, with telescopes in the sky, with rainbows on windows, with friends who bicker like old married couples, smiles in their eyes. I have fallen in love with lopsided stars, with broken headphones, with kisses on the hand, with puppies who try to eat my hair. I have fallen in love with surprises and thank yous and hellos and goodbyes, with holding on and with letting go. I have fallen in love with love, all the while in a state of lovelessness, according to those who pretend to know exactly what love can and can't be. But I know that I'm in love. I've been in love with the world since the moment I arrived in it, waving my tiny raisin hands in excitement and awe. And that love has only faded when the lovelessness of others has clouded the skies. But the sky is always clear. And when I look beyond the thick fog flying above it in a jet made of dreams and empty promises, so maybe I'll never be a love interest in somebody else's coming-of-age novel. Maybe I'll never have a quirky meet-cute or instant soulmate connection made for the silver screen. But perhaps that's because my story isn't about romance. It's real, true love.